Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just trying to squeeze in Johannesburg. I got caught up working, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I
Oh,
forgot Johannesburg. But I did see like the first half, and that first half alone had me cracking up.
I'm
I mean,
sorry I just yawned. Oh my God, that's so rude.
but
I'm
like,
just
why? Like,
bone tired today.
why is Chris? Why is Crystal really like the Kim of Johannesburg?
I think she's even more than Kim. Um, I think when Kim was on Atlanta, I don't think she overtly said things to antagonize and insult the other
Right.
girls.
Agreed.
Crystal does that. And she's, as she reminded us, she's an attorney. She knows exactly what she's saying, which is quite disappointing.
Right, that kind of struck me. So, for the show, before we get started, I just want to say to everybody, hi, everybody in the room. Hey, Got
Hmm.
Tue. Hi, Grine. Hi, Got Tue K. Hey, Willow Ann. Hey, Vermata. Welcome. So, I guess we'll just start with Johannesburg and then we can end with Whitney and Plathville because they didn't have much. That makes sense?
Well, let's do Whitney and Plathville first. Get them out of the way, and
Okay,
then go on to Johannesburg.
sounds good.
Um, okay, so we start with Whitney.
Yeah,
Okay, so basically, she finally meets up with Chase at the parking lot. They go and walk their dogs. Her dog. She starts crying.
yeah.
It came over to me that she would have been willing to take him even though he was having a baby with somebody else, but I could have interpreted that wrong.
That's the way I took it. Like, 'cause she was really trying to, like, I felt like she was trying to justify or fix the situation. I was sitting there like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, didn't all that time alone help you marinate on what this was? Like, he never was that into you, boo?
I was
I
sitting there
don't
like,
know.
I was confused of what she was doing. I was like, no, 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 no. And she was up there boo-hooing. I'm like, why are you boo-hooing over someone who's having a baby on you? I'm just confused. I'm not going to sit here and boo-hoo over you when you didn't have a child on me. That's not going to happen.
And then all of her COVID rules went out the window and she hugs him. Really?
Yeah. So, I still love you. Really? I guess. Maybe.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
what killed. Go ahead.
No, I was saying once I saw that, I was just done with this episode. But go ahead.
When like he reached out to Ryan and he's talking about like I'm getting all this hate, blah 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 blah. Like I just really need someone to be Team Ryan. I'm like, how? How is anyone supposed to be Team Chase? Sorry, Team Chase.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, how are people supposed to be Team Chase when you cheated on your fiance and then are having a baby on her? How I'm trying to find where you're in the right or deserve any sympathy. I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, I kind of felt bad with if people were attacking him online. I kind of felt bad about that for all of like 5 nanoseconds. Um, but he could go ask his baby mama to be Team Chase, don't you think?
That's who really needs to be Team Chase at this point.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Um, with Ryan, I do agree on only like one thing he said. And I hate to say this. At times, Buddy strikes me as the biggest moocher I've ever seen in my life.
Man.
But on the other hand, he is earning that free room and board technically because I think he's the only one of her friends left that's willing to listen to her moan and groan and cry repetitively over and over and over again about the same things. I'm sorry if I'm
Hmm.
offending anyone in the chat regarding Whitney, but I have really grown tired of these shenanigans.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm just like, what are you doing? I've only watched bits and pieces of the previous season. Like, okay, I'm like, and you're still doing the same thing years later. I'm going to need something to change.
Mhm.
I need a behavior change from you, Whitney. That's what I really need from you because you're giving me the same thing, same like this is woe is me. Like I'm getting old. I want to have a child. I was supposed to have all this, but
Mhm.
you're not. It's because you
Mhm.
rushed into this. You didn't let it play out, and you refuse to see that you got used in the situation.
Mhm.
And then if
And
you gonna sit, well, maybe Mal with her, if you really gonna sit there and really believe they only slept together once, I'm mad at you even more. Because he never said, because here's the thing, he never said it was a one night stand. He never said that. He's,
yeah.
and remember on the previous, here's the killing part, remember on the previous episode or previous episodes, she asked him, are you going to be with her? And he said yes. And I think, did she ask him, do you love her? Didn't he say yes?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's
So,
fully committed to this woman and their child.
but in this episode, he said, like, we only slept together one time. I'm, I'm gonna need her to watch the episodes and get the full story because she didn't forgot all of
No,
that.
for just like hit it and quit it for one time, you are not building a family together. You are not getting a
Right.
house for your family together. Like, no, you're still staying in your bachelor pad with your roommates, and
Mhm.
she could bring the kid over on Saturday for 3 hours to watch you drink beer with the bros.
But what
Hmm.
did you get mad at her though? Like, did you when she asked him, did you guys only sleep together once? When he said yes, did you not get mad at her for accepting that? Like she asked no questions beyond that. I was really irritated with her for being 30 or 36 and you just blindly accepted that answer. That is ridiculous.
I'm not wasting any more energy on Whitney because
Oh.
I, like you said, it's the same thing every season, repeating the same mistakes over and
Hmm.
over again and expecting a different result. Like, and you are correct. She does rush into these relationships too quickly, and I just can't relate to that. It's one
Me,
thing
yeah.
to scratch an itch, but it's a whole nother thing to form a whole fantasy relationship and expect to drag us along with it every season.
Right. Like, and
And
this
she's
was the
getting
last
ready
straw.
to do it again. Because if you notice at the end of the episode, guess who pops up? Lenny.
Lenny. And
So
then my whole
I
thing is Buddy needs to understand boundaries. That's another problem I have. I'm just like, first of all, I wouldn't ask. I wouldn't ask that question. Second of all, it's none of your business. Why you want to know? That's my
I
thing.
don't know.
Why you
I
concerned?
guess I guess their marriage pact that they renewed gives him, I don't know, dominion over her vagina. I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, why would you ask that question? Like, are y'all that good of friends where you can have that conversation openly?
Hmm. Yeah, it I just hate this show. But it's soon over, right? It's like
Hopefully.
two more episodes. God.
I will say with TLC, with these little shows, y'all doing a good job keeping them at 10 and 12 episodes. That's just enough.
Yeah, barely. Okay, so on to Welcome to Plathville. Oh,
Hmm.
sorry. That was My Big Fat Fabulous Life, season 8, episode 6. Whitney confronts Chase. Um, excuse me, sorry. Now we're on to Welcome to Plathville, season 2, episode 6, A Moment of Doubt.
Hmm.
Um, the show opens with Micah taking pictures of himself, I guess, for social media. And
Right.
then he meets up with his friend Ashburn, I think he said his name was,
Right.
at the skate park. They've been friends for a while. But Micah also admits that it's wonderful now that he has his freedom, that he has the ability to make actual friendships.
Mm-hmm.
That statement struck me. It really didn't. The way how they phrase these things, like they've escaped from Alcatraz or something. Now he has
Mm-hmm.
his freedom. It's so crazy.
I mean, they just felt smothered. Is what it really was. Like they just felt smothered. Like they had like thinkings outside of the farm and all that, and outside the family and good stuff. And I think part of it could be seeing their sister go off to college away from the farm
Hmm.
and be okay, and she looked happy and she was thriving. I think they just wanted that for themselves.
This is the Josephina or whatever her name is.
Hosanna,
Roseanne. Oh my
the oldest,
God.
yeah. Hmm.
Well, I've never even seen her, so good luck
You
to
won't see
that.
her like she doesn't. From what I've read, she doesn't film.
Mm,
She went off to college and her parents were so excited for her. I'm like, okay, like, well, you're happy for her to go off to college for music and do all this good stuff. Why aren't you allowing your other kids that same like happiness and joy? I mean, I just don't get the what it is.
yeah. Then we see Olivia. She's picking up the house. And she's telling us about the couple's tattoo that she and Ethan are planning to get today. He comes home and he has a moment of doubt about this because of something that she said that she might want to add on to it. But he wants, like, he doesn't like tattoos, he doesn't like piercings, but he'll do it for her
Hmm.
if it's something that it's just for the two of them. And I
Right.
think she then finally gets, like, she's hearing him and hearing what he's saying. And she says something like really sweet. She wants a little part of him put on her forever. And I thought that was this is a really cute couple. I will give them that.
No, they're a great couple. Like she's teaching him to be more of his shell. He's teaching her to listen and be more thoughtful and aware. So they
Yeah.
make a good couple. But
Yeah.
due to their differences, they're going to have a struggle. But they can work through it because they go so well together.
They also balance each other out because she's very impulsive
Yes.
and he is very thoughtful.
Hmm.
So I think he can save her from a lot of mess, and then she can actually open him up a little bit more to experience life
Right.
without reservation. So they
Exactly.
are super super cute. Um, let's see. Then we hop over to Kim and Barry's house. And Kim is talking to her three youngest girls, I believe, about the passing of their son Joshua. Now, I didn't
Hmm.
even know about this.
Yeah, they
And
covered this earlier. They covered this a little bit a couple episodes ago. They mentioned him. So yeah,
but I didn't know that she's the one who accidentally ran
yeah,
over him.
yeah. She
What a
said
burden
that.
for a mom to bear.
I felt so bad for her. Like you think the kid like he's over there playing, he's cool, and you just jump in, and then I don't know how she's a strong woman to survive that.
You
And I
know,
like
my mom says, like with little kids, because he was like 17 months old, like
17 months.
they're like
Yeah,
lightning. You
they're
have to
fast.
like always have a hand on them.
You have to put them
Oh,
in. You have to have them like when you're like you have to have them in like a crib or something like in a enclosed area where they can't get out because they're so quick. They move. You don't think they can move, but they can move fast.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
And I
Yeah,
like the
that
fact that
I had never
Barry
heard that story, so that kind of like shocked me for the episode.
and this I like the fact that Barry handles it so well. Like he doesn't blame her. He doesn't like shame her. Like stuff like that. So I appreciate that about him.
Yeah,
I
a lot of couples would have broken up over that.
oh yeah,
That's crazy. Well, maybe, maybe it's their faith that got them through it.
and they wound up having what, three more kids after that, three, four more after that.
Oh, yeah, because she said the three girls would have had two older brothers
Right.
um, to pester them. So, yeah. But it is nice that they can share the memory of their son with their with the younger siblings, though.
Oh yes, I
Hmm.
like that.
Let's see. Then we pop over to Mariah, and she says that she's learning to open up more and that she misses Max. So she's going to invite him over to do something. I like this girl.
She's hilarious.
She
She has a
is.
good. She has a very good head on her shoulders, and I appreciate that about
Mm-hmm.
her for her age and her upbringing, and she has an understanding of what she needs to do. Like, but she has a clear understanding, which makes
Mm-hmm.
her even more endearing.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes me interested in her more, to learn, like, see how she grows and how she gets through. I'm just enjoying her.
Mm-hmm. And then we see Olivia gets Ethan to this tattoo parlor. And again, it looks like he's getting cold feet, but they finally go through with it. And the tattoos that they get are right on their wrists.
Hmm.
Um, and for Ethan, it's a K with a heart underneath for the King of Hearts. And for Olivia, it's a Q with a heart underneath for the Queen of Hearts. So they're the king and queen of each other's hearts, or so. It's
Yeah,
cute. It's perfect for them, and
for
it's
them.
small. Yeah, it's small. um, I thought it was funny that when they were leaving, she told the gentleman, "See you soon," and poor Ethan is just like, "Huh."
Right.
um, let's see. Barry and Kim go for a walk. It seems he cut down a whole bunch of trees.
Yeah, for the pool.
Is but is this is their property that they own?
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hmm.
They're putting in a pool.
They're putting it in the pool.
They couldn't replant those trees someplace else. Why'd you have to cut them down?
I understand. Maybe, or maybe they're using the trees for part of the pool. I hope.
A wooden pool?
I said a
Or
part of,
maybe, no,
not the
maybe a
full.
cabana. Yeah, oh,
That
never
would be kind,
mind.
or a gazebo type thing. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd
Well,
be
I
really
I
cool, actually.
seriously doubt it. I bet you they'll cart them away or use them for firewood.
True.
Um, let's see. What did they talk? They talk about Joshua during
Right.
this stroll, and she also says something really strange. She says that Ethan told her. Kim says Ethan told her to not communicate with him and Olivia, and try to they try to say like, well, we want to talk with them, but they don't want us to. You've watched this more than me. Who's telling the truth here?
I think what it is that they want to talk to them, but only on their terms, and
Who's they?
they Olivia and Ethan. They want
Mm,
Olivia and Ethan to see things their way, but Olivia and Ethan want them to meet in the middle. So that's where the crux of the issue is, because they feel like Olivia is doing X, Y, and Z. Like Olivia's like, well, no, I'm just being myself. I'm just being who I
mm,
am, and they feel like Olivia is a bad influence on Ethan. So
mm.
one side wants to meet towards the middle, and the other side just wants it completely their way. And I don't think Barry and Kim understand that they're being overbearing on a married couple that doesn't
Yeah.
live in your house. You know, so they're not your children. They're not. They don't live in your house. They're not your children anymore. Ethan's grown. Olivia's grown. They're married, and you need to treat them as such. That's why Mariah and Micah left.
And Ethan
They don't.
seems to really miss his siblings though. Like
Oh yeah.
he's like, I never thought it would be like this.
Hmm. Like it seems like all the siblings have a very good relationship with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm understanding from the parents is they don't want the free thinking to rub off on the younger siblings.
You can't imprison a person's mind. You might be able to imprison their body, but not their mind. Like,
I think they think they are being protective, and I understand it. I understand you made your mistake. You want your kids to make a mistake. That's completely understandable. But there comes a time where you have to allow children to be themselves as they grow because you did the same thing.
but you also have to allow them to make their own mistakes.
Yeah,
That's called life. Like,
yeah, they
I
made it.
don't
He's like,
know.
that's my thing. You guys made your mistakes and you learned and you grew. You have to allow your kids to do the same thing. Because if you try to keep them sheltered and protected, then they're not prepared to go out into the real world, which is why Ethan is struggling. That's why Micah, he's not going to struggle as much because he was aware, like Mariah was aware. So they'll be fine. Ethan's struggling because we have to remember Hosanna went off to college, so he didn't really have. It didn't seem like he didn't really have anyone to see do this. Because after high school, Hosanna was 18. She's gone. So Ethan's like, well, where do I go? Who do I look to? So he wound up meeting Olivia. They got married. So now he's learning through Olivia. They don't like it. Micah's Ethan's still in the area, so Micah can see Ethan and how he's coming out of his shell, and Micah's like, I want that for myself too. And Mariah's so self-aware and understanding of her upbringing, she wants her freedom too.
Hmm.
So that's the way I'm looking at it.
Mhm.
So it's not they're trying to be mean to the parents. It's more like they feel like they've been put in the corner. Like, well, you're telling us your way or the highway, and we choose the highway. And then
Right.
Barry and Kim are understanding that they contributed to this dynamic versus saying like, okay, I can see where they're coming from at this point. I really hope we can get through this. And they're not reaching out to them. They expect them to reach out to them, but just because your child says, I don't want you reaching out, I feel like, reach out to your child, say, look, thought it over, we've come to this conclusion. Can we get together and hash this out? Because it's not good for our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that's the dynamic I see. But they have to
Yeah.
be willing to give a little. And at this point in time, they're focused on, well, we're the parents.
Okay, Trey. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the comments. But Trey said, God forbid something were to happen to the parents, what would those poor kids do to survive? Well, hopefully they'd call their other siblings. Or, oh my God. Um, Another fun fact I didn't know that Olivia was a wedding photographer.
Hmm. She's a
So,
good
well,
one
that's
too.
cool. And she's trying to rebrand her business and planning a trip to California to do like a video shoot. Um, and Ethan wants to go along, and I think that's really cute.
Hmm.
That he just wants to be with her and support her, and hopefully carry some of her heavy equipment. Um, Then we see Max go over to Mariah's place to hang up some decorative light strings or something like that. He asks her to make good on her promise and teach him how to dance. This was so adorable. She teaches him the waltz and she gets her first kiss.
She's so
Yay!
sneaky.
No, but I think it's really nice. And I also think it's really cute that she decides to pray, to ask him if we could pray right afterwards. And then they get
Hmm.
back together. And he goes in for more kisses. I guess it was good. And
Hmm.
that's the end of the episode. Any other comments on the show?
No, that's pretty much it for me. It was a good show. It was a nice moving episode, so I was happy with it.
Okay. So now we're on to Real Housewives of Johannesburg, season 1, episode 3, Dinner from Hell. Now, you said you got to see about half of it,
The
right?
first half, and then I saw clips of the second half, but even the first half itself had me just, oh my goodness, what's wrong with
Yes.
y'all?
Yes. So it opens up with Madame telling her daughter Mercy about the trip that they just went on to Botswana and telling her that she didn't miss anything at all. Told her about all of the negative aspects of the
Right,
trip. Um, Naledi goes to her doctor, Dr. Burke, and invites Brunette because I guess they're a little bit run
sluggish.
down with the weddings and the birthday parties and all of that. So I guess they do the intravenous vitamin drip with
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Burke. And while they're there, Cristal calls Naledi and invites Naledi to a studio session because she's recording
Right.
some music
I was so
later that
confused.
day.
I was so confused.
I didn't
Like,
know. I know that Naledi is the one that's married to the DJ, but
right.
is Naledi trying to be a singer or something? What is it Cristal's trying to teach her?
I was completely confused. 'Cause even Noleti was confused. Like, I never
Yes,
said that. What is she talking about? Like, what? And Crystal kept talking and talking and talking and talking. Like, all she had to say is like, "Hey, Noleti, I recall this conversation, and we had to come to the studio."
it was just. It, okay, I thought I'd missed something, but I'm glad that I didn't.
Yeah, you're a lawyer. Like, you're a lawyer slash like pop star. And when okay, I'm not sure was this in the episode when she said like she was on the top 55. I'm like, you did who? I've never heard of you. No, they found her on like on the website or like what?
No, the story
Online.
changed. The story changed. She was they at first I thought they invited her to LA and then they found her while she was walking in LA and she met all of these VPs and what there is no such thing as a top 55. It's
Right.
like the top 100 or the
No,
top
she said
10.
no. She said no. She said I made the top. When she said I made the top 55, I was like, oh my goodness, no, not the top 55,
Yeah,
not the
and
top 55.
one company wanted like Capitol Records wanted to develop her as an artist, whereas Warner Brothers wanted her mostly for her songwriting capabilities. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, but they found her online though. That was what killed me. Like they found you online. Where online though?
Well, you know what? David from Las Vegas finds a lot of women online too. Is
I
that what
saw.
she's trying to say?
I was I was completely confused. And then so after that, what's next? Do we go? Do we now? Are we at the studio? I can't remember.
No, first we go back to Mercy, who
With
is
with Burnett and Auntie,
celebrating.
right?
Well, she's celebrating her 1 year vegan anniversary again. This is like about the fourth time, but now
Hmm.
she wants to transition to fruitism or something like that because nobody caters to veganism. I don't know, but her mother laughs at her. Mercy invites Brunette and Chef NT to lunch to find out why they didn't come to her first event where she got sick.
Right.
Um, I swear, Brunette laughs at everybody during this episode. Everybody. She was cracking up at the phone call to Naledi from Crystal. She's cracking up at Mercy because she's just like, why did you get sick? Because you ate too much food? Or is it because the food that you catered for us was badly prepared?
Right. That was my thing.
I was like, oh my God. Um, so let's see. Naledi finally gets to the studio with Cristal. I want to hear your opinion on her vocals.
I haven't found them yet. So where are they? Because
It sounds like somebody was swinging a wet cat.
I mean, I didn't know. I just didn't know you could hit 8 different octaves within the chorus. I have never heard that before. Like, cause she was all up and down the register. I mean, she couldn't pick where to go.
But the sound engineer was so funny because Naledi says to him, "Didn't that sound a little pitchy in the
Like,
chorus?" And he goes, "You tell her nicely."
nicely.
I
That
was like,
was
"Wait,
funny,
what?"
right? And she's like, I'm no professional. And she's like, and the lady's like, look, I'm no professional and everything, but Mariah, see, what happened was you was just all over the place. And granted, the lady took a long time to say your vocal suck.
And the producers
She
put in the clock ticking, tick, 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 tick,
tick
tick,
tick tick tick
while she.
tick tick tick. I mean, she took the long way around the forest, but she got to grandma's house eventually. And
Yes,
then Crystal had the nerve to be offended by the truth. I'm not understanding that.
yes, saying, "Who is she to tell me
Someone who can
about my
hear,
singing?
someone who
She's
has
not
ears.
vocal.
Correct.
She was screeching."
And she's like, oh, I keep um one ear open. I'm like, you should have kept both of them open, otherwise you wouldn't have been offended.
I
Just
think
saying.
she's just delusional. She really is.
A
I'm
smidge.
really beginning to question her wealth.
You've been questioning her wealth for a long time.
I like every episode makes me wonder. It really does. Um, okay, so then we pop over to Brunette's house. And she's talking with I think his name is Thebo, her husband.
Timba.
He's
Timba.
Theba,
Timba.
Timba.
Yeah.
I thought that was Naledi's husband. Oh, I'm so confused. Well, anyway, she's talking to her husband, who's at the grill, who went to the doctor,
That was
and
funny.
his doctor recommends that he not eat healthy anymore.
Right.
Who's his
Home
doctor?
cooked
I
meals.
want that. I want the name. I want a
Home cooked
referral.
meals. He wants home cooked meals only.
Ah!
That was funny.
Oh my
That was
God.
too funny.
So
She and when
they're
she hold on.
mhm.
I'm sorry. It's not in the room. When she asked him, she's like, I'm gonna see a note from your doctor. I was racking up.
She is they're prepping a barbecue or a braai, right? Because someone said it a braai
Hmm.
for some of the girls to come over. And it seems like meat is the only thing going on at this barbecue because they didn't ask about anything else.
Yeah, there was. I didn't see. Well, I didn't get. This is as far as I got, but I didn't see no
Hmm.
vegetable.
No, no. Um, and I, I guess that's his healthy diet. They also did you see this part? They said they're still in separate houses until like her family wants her to live apart from him until she legally becomes Mrs. Whoever.
Yeah, I think I. Okay, I think I have my one earphone in, but I think I caught that part, and I was like literally like
Hmm.
the last thing I heard.
Yeah. Um, and so Naledi and her friend
Oh,
are the ones who arrive for dinner. Hmm.
right. So quick. Um. Willow said, "Do you think she's poor?" I think Willow. I don't think she's poor. It's just she's not as rich as she claims to be with her $20 million valued house. You can like I think she was married before and got a settlement, so maybe she got the house in lieu of liquid assets. Like, it happens quite often where the wives will take the property versus the money.
But then she's not very smart because and that house is massive. She then in one of the I think it was the first episode, she said a home like this is very costly to maintain.
I'd have
Yes, it
sold it.
is.
I, hey, I'd have sold it right. Here's what I would have done. I'd have
Hmm.
sold it, try to get 25 million. Yes, I'm gonna be
But it's
greedy.
very dated.
It don't matter. So she said it was estimated 20 million value, so we'll go with that. I would have sold that bad boy for trying to get 25 million out of it. Taking that
But
money, bought me a
that's
nice little
another
$2 million
reason.
house.
But that's another reason why I question her wealth. The
I don't
house is
question her
very
wealth.
dated.
I don't
Hmm.
question her wealth. I question her because she got the jewelry, she got the clothes. I don't really question that. I question her common sense. You sell that house, cut your expenses, and make a nice $20 million profit. That's what you do. If you're a lawyer, you would think you would have some idea of how to do this or have friends who know how to do it. But for you to keep the house and all the maintenance alone, nah, I got time for that.
I still question her wealth. I still question her wealth because anyone, like, I don't, I also question her common sense as well. But that house is too dated. That house screams Dallas. It really does scream Dallas 1980s. I swear. It's it's very old fashioned and very unappealing. Um After this, the it's the dinner. She's hosting a dinner for the ladies. She tells them to wear, fancy dress, to
Mm-hmm.
get dressed up, as Brunette says, and then serves a buffet. Like, you have to go into her kitchen on her kitchen island, which is
Wait a minute,
small.
hold up, hold. Back up, back up, back up, back up.
Okay.
Cause I didn't see. I apologize, everybody. I didn't see this part.
But
What you mean buffet?
yeah. And like her okay, they
What?
had to go into the kitchen, and there was a few chafing pans there, and they had
Mm.
and a few platters, and they had to serve themselves their dinner and then come back to the table and eat. All the while, one of her house staff was standing up there with her hand on her kimber, looking at them, going like, what you doing here in my kitchen, like, kind of thing. It was just so weird. And Brunette made a comment on this. She's like, if you're going to tell us to dress up and wear our best, I'm going to need you to bust out some china. I'm going to need you to bust out some cutlery, some crystal, like, serve
But
me.
but here's the thing though. Like, so I'm still stuck on the buffet style.
Yes.
There was no chef.
No, the women were dishing out their own food.
I
And she
mean,
said she was doing this dinner to show them, or those people, how to put on an event.
here's my thing. If you don't treat me that way, we could have ordered from like JJ's Fish, Las Palmas. Like we could have flown in Joe's Crab Shack. Like if you don't do me like that, like you don't have me get dressed up for a home buffet that you probably order takeout and put in a pan or some plates or whatever, I'm kind of upset.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Everyone arrived, but Madame and Mercy were a bit late.
Hmm.
And the other women are like, well, that's them. And they showed up with like a bottle of champagne, bouquets of flowers, like a lot of gifts. And so they come in. And remember last week, Gatatua told us to watch for the makeup.
Hmm.
You've got to go and watch the second half of the show.
I mean, from what I could see in the
Madame,
clips, Madame went a little heavy. She
Madame
went,
looked like a bronze statue on her face only,
yeah,
because from here down was regular.
yeah, she was a little heavy in the face.
I it was just, it was quite interesting.
Hmm.
Actually, I'm gonna bring up one of the pictures.
Beautiful.
And eh, eh, oh, and Naletti's face was visibly lighter than her chest. I have to look at some of the other ladies, but it was, it was interesting. Let me see if I can find. I don't think this is a very good picture. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, wait. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. But this is so funny. Okay. All right. So, okay. Put this down. Share screen. I'm gonna show you the dinner. This was another issue that Brunette had because she was like, okay, you're giving us this great, elegant event. These were artificial. Like, I could get these from my local Ross. And there was like no other decor other than this stupid little mercury glass bottle, these two fake little, I don't know, dog pee plants. And that's it.
What
And
is
this
that?
And you notice like there's the overlapping of tablecloths. Like she doesn't even have a tablecloth custom made for this big of a table. It was just really weird.
I don't
And
see any, like, wait a minute. I see no cloth napkins. I see no cutlery. I see an I Dream of Jeannie bottle.
yeah.
I see an oldish painting in the back. I'm
And
not
this is
seeing fancy.
Madame right here. Now you can
Yeah,
see the jawline, the neck, and then the face like, an old penny. Here's the other picture. And I have no words. It's just
Trey brings up a
interesting.
very important thing. Where is the food?
There was food, but oh God. All right. Let's just say I can see why they serve themselves because if my aunt was there serving, only two people would have get share food.
Well, I
My
will say
aunt is
this though.
heavy-handed, and
Madame's wig is on point though. We have to give her that.
it is her and Mercy. Their wigs looked great, but I did notice this tone
Mhm.
on her face and
Mhm.
nowhere else.
Right. Yeah, she went a little. Look, to me, she's still too heavy with the light makeup. But she
Jamal,
doesn't.
she's almost yellow.
I said heavy with the light makeup. I'm trying to be nice.
Well, she has a reason for this because Christelle says at the dinner, Madame, I would like to show you my closet so that you can learn from this. And she goes, oh, really? What do I need to go to your closets for?
Uh
Because
oh.
I have a bone to pick with you. You came inside my house and went into my private areas. And oh, by the way, my
Uh oh.
makeup is gone and you were the last one in there and you must have took it.
Oh. Wow.
What? Like you watched the wrong half. It was
I I
amazing.
thought about that. I'm like, am I
It
right?
was
Am I watching the right?
amazing. Oh my
Um.
God. And let me tell you, Madame was letting her have it, and all of the women at the table were just laughing. They weren't getting involved. And Christelle stood righteous in her wrongness. She was wrong and strong about it.
I
And
see.
she kept on trying to school somebody.
Let me go back to Madame real quick. So after
Hmm.
looking at the comments and taking
Hmm.
in what you said and looking at it again, she is looking kind of butternut squashy. So
Okay, let's pull it up again. Butternut squashy. You're
well,
so
that's like the best I can do.
really, that's the best you can do?
Yeah.
Okay. Butternut squashy.
Sorry, there's a
This
lag on my laptop.
woman looked like a whole new penny. What are you talking about, butternut squashy?
Yeah, it's like she's kind of yellowish, but not too yellow. Yellow. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of like Robin's dress.
No.
So it's kind of the color of Robin's dress. So
Yeah,
I get your guys' point. I get your guys' point. It's just not right for her.
I'm gonna go with Madame. Cristal stole her makeup and her brushes.
That is too funny. So
Mm-hmm.
after Madame accused Cristal of being a Mac thief, what did Cristal say?
Cristal told her she need to clean up her damn house. That she had clothes inside the bedrooms on the bed up to the ceiling, and how someone who is presenting herself like that could live like that.
Wow.
Oh, and Cristal did something else really weird. Before the fight started, she's like, oh, like we were discussing before, the house that I have for sale, I can let you go, and look at it. And she's like, why do I need to do that? Like, I never said I was going to buy it. What I told you was, you said you had a house for sale. I said, I might be, if it could fit in, I might use it for something else if it fit my style or something like that. She was like, I
Who's
never
this?
promised you I was going to buy it. Madame.
Oh
Like
wow.
she was trying to insinuate that Madame was going to buy this house that she has for sale. And Madame was like, no, I said I would go and look. But if
Oh
it's not going
wow.
to suit my purposes, like for a rental, um, no. But I never said I was going to buy it.
Wow. Cristal is
Black
kind of like
lavender, you so messy.
Cristal just can't help herself, huh?
No, no, no. And then the fight happened. And then Mercy was like, why am I going to be sitting here and let somebody insult me? So she got up from the table and she said, thank you very much for inviting me to dinner. You're so rude. And she goes over to her mom because they were sitting opposite each other at the
Okay.
table. And she goes over to her mom, and her mom is still digging in. She's not letting anybody say anything to her. And she is reiterating that woman stole her makeup and her brushes.
Wow.
They leave, and Cristal is still going in on Madame. So Chef and T tries to talk to Cristal and say, we are in your home. You are our hostess, and yet you are fighting with the guests. That's not very polite. And so then she starts on NT, and NT is like, um, what you're doing right now is not very polite. You're supposed to, you've welcomed us here, and yet you're attacking us. And I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point of the night before the whole fight, I just got to the fight because it was so juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Naledi was my MVP with Madame this episode. Naledi, before they start dinner, starts telling everybody how she was invited to the studio. She asked Cristal to give the story about her visit to California. Totally
Mm-hmm.
different story.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets her to go and sing on her at home. She has one of those speaker things where you do karaoke. She has a karaoke
Gotcha.
system at home. She gets her to sing there, and the women are cracking up because she really does sound like a wet cat screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And but she can play the piano because they
Mm-hmm.
asked her to play the piano, and she can play. She should stick to piano playing.
Mm-hmm.
She should not sing
Mm-mm.
ever for anyone to hear in the
Only on,
world.
only in the shower.
No, no,
With soundproofing
not
at
even.
midnight
No. Oh,
during full moon.
during the dinner, you kept on seeing like a fly buzzing around. Madame hit her with the flies. She goes, I don't understand how we come to this dinner, and the whole dinner I'm being bothered by the flies. Cristal comes back and says there were some workers who came to the house, and they brought some food with them, and in came the flies. In her confessional, she's like, you know, the more people I let in my house, the more flies come in. And they came in with these ladies, like, she's blaming the ladies for the fly.
Wow.
She's blaming the workers for the flies. Flies are everywhere.
Yeah.
Flies are you're in a hot climate. There's gonna be flies.
Hmm.
Do not blame the flies on your guests.
Right.
But Madame was not letting her get away with it. Madame was like, "No, this is a horrible dinner, and there's flies bothering me, and you stole my makeup and my brushes."
Gotta love
And
Madame.
no, Ebony, no, she cannot even sing in the shower. No, somebody needs to remove her voice box. Um, let's see what else happened.
I'm enjoying the international shows a lot.
Yes, yes. I'm just starved for non-COVID content. And
And
these women, like I was telling you earlier, like like their mouth don't have no cover. They just have an issue, they have at it right then and there, and it's done, and they move along. Like, I
yeah.
don't think they will be carrying these grudges for like
Mm-mm.
26 episodes. I just don't.
No.
Um da, 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 da. And yeah, by the end of the show, all the women are just like, Crystal doesn't want to hear anybody else's opinion.
No, she doesn't.
She only hears her own voice, and that's it. But yeah, that's the end of the show. I'm gonna drop the link and see if anybody wants to join us to give us their opinion. Tell me that I was wrong, that I was harsh, that I was a total a-hole. Um, but this show is just making me happy and making me smile. I love Madame. I love and I love Naledi. I love Brunette. um I just think they're hysterical. And I think the moral compass of the show will be Chef NT,
I
because
like her a lot.
she really tries to balance out both sides. Oh, and when Cristal attacked Chef NT said, "I really do try to defend you, but I'm not going to defend you when you are blatantly wrong." You
Right.
know?
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was super good. You have to watch the second half.
Like I will say this. I only thank the chat for like the people in the chat for recommending this show because I wound up canceling some other stuff. Just not just cancel stuff you're not watching and watch this because this is I get more entertainment out of this than the other stuff I was paying for.
Yeah. It is super good.
Yeah, like VPNs are cheap now. Like I'm like these VPNs like are cool. A
Mhm.
VPN is cheap. Hey, you is cheap. I mean, why not? Because now I'm watching um Melbourne too, just for my own enjoyment. Because I like Melbourne.
I watched, I think, the first two seasons that was on Bravo.
Hmm.
But it was so long ago, I don't remember. So I probably will start watching that.
Yeah, I just enjoyed Melbourne, and I think there's an Auckland one too that looks interesting. So I might just.
Yes. Yeah. No, there's a lot to explore with these international
Mhm.
franchises. And right now, I feel like I don't think television in the States is going to get any better. COVID is just screwing it up royally. So if there's an alternative that I can watch, um, I'm gonna do it. It's
Right.
entertaining.
I do have a question though.
Mhm.
Have you been following this whole Erica Girardi situation?
Yes and no. Like,
So I kind of
I
want to. I
remember
mean,
your
go ahead.
theory on it.
Right. I kind of want to talk about it because it's taking a turn. A
Well, hold
turn.
on a second. We've got Ebony Dix in the
Yay!
stage. So let's bring her up and see if she has any comments on what we were just talking about. Hi, Ebony. Hi. Oh, and here's a
You're on
blog.
mute.
I remember you. Oh
Hi.
my gosh, I'm gonna put up a lot.
Hey, Ebony, could you close out your YouTube browser?
No, I think that was me.
Oh, okay. So Ebony, what were your thoughts on the shows we talked
Honestly,
about?
I don't even watch this show. I love your commentary. That's why I came on here. But I mean, obviously, you guys are so well versed, and I don't even ever come on here. I just love your commentary, and I love hearing your chat, and I like to get a chance to talk to your chatters. So that's all I have to say. But yes, I wanted to help. I can't believe I'm on with Abu Labi. Everyone, they just think it's a privilege, and it really is a privilege to be on with Abu Labi. So it really is.
Blavy, Ebony, you get great comments in the chat. I always notice that. So like, it's always good to see you there because you do have some like insights, even though you don't watch the show. You can kind of pick up on our commentary. So I just enjoy you like getting your thoughts on that. Even though if you don't watch the show, it's nice to hear from people.
Yeah, I watch other shows though, but just not this one. The other ones, I'm always like, your hour. I'm always on them. So anyway, I'll let you guys go and just say hello to you folks and hello to the ones who I talked to Lane. I talked to a lot of people in the chat. So anyway, thanks.
Thank you so much, Ebony, for calling in. Aw. All right, so let me add Gatatua. Yes, Miss Ablavi. What were your thoughts?
I have to go back just a little briefly on 90 Days because after I did the Yara thing, I really thought about it, and I was on somebody else's show. I'm not going to say who, and they were telling me that Yara was beautiful, and I'm just not understanding what people are smoking. But let me know.
Look, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Right?
That's what we say when we're younger. Like, there's certain people whose face is not attractive to anybody. And then there are other people like, yeah, I like your personality. So instead of being a -3, you're a 4.
No. My mother always says every bolt of cloth have its owner. And somebody will own Yara's bolt of cloth eventually.
I just think her hair is ridiculous. And going to hair, and why I brought Yara up is because, you know what? Let's talk about Crystal. Because I'm tired of her name changing to Crystal. She reminds me of Sheree. Her name is Crystal. You know, she is bargain flea market woman. And what gets on my nerves with her is the hair. Do she go to the same place Yara goes to? Because it always looks a mess.
Wait, I think I have a picture of her. Yeah, I agree with you. Her hair was very lackluster this episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Her hair looks, and then let's talk about her kitchen and her not just her kitchen, her whole house. What is that? It's like she went to it's like plastic mixed with pleather, mixed with Zubik Zirconium. Everything in the house looks fake and dusty. It looks like Rainbow's catalog did her house. Everything looks cheap. Everything looks worn out.
Okay, Ablavi. Question. We about to have a battle right now. We about to have a battle of the houses. Mary's kitchen or Crystal's kitchen?
I'm gonna say Mary because at least we know everything in the kitchen at one time was up to date, whereas Crystal's kitchen was never up to date.
Okay, second battle. Crystal's house or Giselle's house? Where are we going?
Giselle's.
I have to go with Crystal because Giselle's a little too tacky for me. Giselle's house looks like Liberace threw up on it. It's just too much.
You can paint it. I don't like Crystal's house at all. And I feel like that's a money pit.
Well, the thing about her house is she just has, how to say this, I really don't mean anything about this. Sorry, my Europeans. but she just looks like European. Debbie will know what this is. There's a group of Europeans that live in the South Florida area, and they act just like Cristal. They're mostly like Eastern Europeans. They have very tacky, gaudy 80s looking houses that are just over the top with tackiness. Everything is Louis Vuitton bargain shopping, despicable. That's where she got her house from.
Yeah, well, this is an up close of her hair if you want to dissect it.
Yeah, let's dissect the hair for a minute. So
And the
as we can
makeup.
see, we have the black roots. I don't like this haircut. I always say go blonde or stay black. I hate when people do the black roots. Stop being lazy. Then we go down to the hair. Now you see there's a line of ash brown. Then we go down the hair. Yeah, you see, right? No, go up closer to the brown. Go right.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, you see how it's a little loop? Then we see the uneven highlights because she has a little, right there, a heart of white. Then when you go down, you're seeing the golden retriever blonde.
Yeah.
Then you go down a little bit further and you see the white feather. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where the extensions are starting and they're not the same hair. That's the little Remy. And again, we do Russian when we have thin hair. Then you go all the way down and then you see some more golden retriever in there. The golden retriever blonde.
Like that strip right there.
Yeah. That's a horrible dye job. I don't know who be doing their hair. And then let's get on to her and her skin. Her skin always looks horrendous. And I don't know if it's the Kenya Moore with the Botox and the filler, but her skin always looks like crocodile. It always looks like very hard and plastered.
Maybe it's the Botox. Maybe.
And then the plastic surgery is pretty good. I think she's had a nose job. It doesn't look bad. And then let's get to the lips. Why is she doing that outline lip from the 90s where you have your lip liner on top and then she puts her in the middle, too light and bright? Go to the lip area. You see the crown?
Yeah. But this could be, she might have eaten it off or drank it off because that happens to me.
That's how it always looks. That's the drawing in. Then in the middle, she's using a lighter lipstick because she want to be down like it's 90210. Yeah,
and that's some gold highlight right there.
Yeah, a little shimmy in there. Yeah.
Gross. It matches her dress though.
I mean, and look at the dress. Where'd she get that dress from?
Yes, and it has a chiffon cape at the back.
It's just, and then go on to the earrings. The earrings look like a knockoff from Dynasty. If you look at the earrings, because that's no emerald I've ever seen.
That's true.
And then look at the back of the chair. Is it made out of plastic? That looks like outdoor wear.
No, that's the varnish. But these are wooden chairs. I'll give her that.
There are wooden chairs, but I don't like how it's made. If it was custom made, because I have a lot of wood furniture, as you can see, we do wood and brick here. That isn't made. It has a very plastic looking shine to it.
I think it's seen better days. I'll leave it at that.
I think it was cheaply made plywood. And then we go to the table. We go to the table. I know where she got these from. I had them too in college. Yeah, let's go to the table. Ready? Let's begin. White tablecloth. She got that from Target. Then there's not enough forks and knives and a table set. There's not enough fine shining on the table.
There was no table settings at all.
No.
None. Then if you see the glasses, right? The water glass is right there, right? The water glass, this is from Walmart because I had the same thing when I was in school. It has a little design at the end to make it look fancy.
But did you notice she mixed and matched her champagne flute? She didn't have enough of one particular size champagne flute because over here they have the really tall ones, and then poor Mercy has this little short stubby one. And
what I think she did was she went to the local Dollar Tree because she has a set of 4 instead of a set of 8. and she got herself a few new ones. Because if you look at them, even the design looks tacky and cheap. And then let's go on to the
Yeah.
chia pets on the table.
Yeah, the artificial
Yeah,
boxwood.
that was
Oof.
sad.
Those
And
are $7.99 at Ross, y'all.
and then we got to go to the little perfume bottle. What is that on the table?
I Dream of
I Dream of
Jeannie.
Jenny.
Yeah.
hmm
And then we look at the chandelier. When have you seen a chandelier so bad? Bare.
Well, here's my problem with the chandelier. I find that it is too small for this size of a dining table. It should be a bit bigger.
But she put on the tablecloth because she didn't want you to see her plywood table, dining room table. That's what that is about. And then you see the gold trimming on it. She got this design from Versailles because she's tacky. And that's why she put the fake the yellow, it's like a metallic paint to
hmm
pretend like she has gold. And that's not how you do that. And then you see the picture. Who's that supposed to be? Her? Because we know she didn't pay no money for art.
No.
And then she
Yeah.
got the Ross. If you look on the right where you see the mirror, you see the Ross
hmm
mirror over there. At least she has the
Yeah.
reset lights.
And these curtains with the valances, they were so dated.
Yes.
Oh my God. I wish I could have gotten screenshots from Hey You, but they keep the little like arrow in it, which screws up the whole picture. But her house is just dead tacky. That's a money pit, y'all. That's a money pit.
Yeah, it's too much house. I'm not hitting her up in the DM like, look, Boo Boo Kins, sell the house, turn a profit, get a smaller, nice house in the 2 to 3 million range, put the excess money in the bank, and do the small house the way you want it. Because it makes no sense to have all that house and for it to look that way. You have a house that big, you want it to look its best. So yeah, it makes no sense to have that to
You know
have a
what I'm
house that
gonna
size.
call her for the rest of the time? Because you know who she reminds me of. Did anybody remember in high school when you had to read a streetcar named Desire?
We didn't have to read that, but I know what you're talking about.
She reminds me of Blanche, the outdated, the old debutante that is out on her money. Her name is Blanche from now on. But how are
Blanche
you,
Dubois.
Blanche Dubois? How are you, Gadget 2 and Pearl? Tell us what you think about the house.
Yes.
Hi, Blavy. I have missed you. And hi, Paul. Hi, Davy. Hi, Jamal. I've missed all of you.
Hey,
Tell me
But
what I got wrong on this episode.
first of all, that house was built at a specific time
Can I
or
say
like a
something about the
specific
house?
period. So it's stuck in the period. So Ablavi, the design you're seeing, like a few years before, that was the ish. Like I had to have the gold trims. I had to have mahogany sets. I have to polish them every morning. I have to make people polish my house. I had to have a random picture of a random Victorian person. I have to have the chandelier even if it doesn't match the thing. What just tells you is this person is not able to manage one, update the house. Two, they're not able to take care of their house because they don't have the money to. And that's why I keep telling you guys, she's rich, like house rich, but not like money rich.
Well, then she need to put her house on Airbnb and sell a room and get it done.
She eventually puts up the house for sale though.
Okay.
oh,
I'm not
that's
sure
good.
whether
That's good.
though I'm not sure whether she does get someone to buy it because she did try to put it up for sale. I think it was last year or something like that. So I'm not sure whether it happens. Then, like I don't even know what to say. The way you've described it is the way I would have described it to the T, because it feels like it's a house that's stuck somewhere. It's a house maybe if like when your parents build a house, then they gift it to you and then you just take everything as is, all the furniture and furnishings as they were, and you change nothing. That's how I feel about her house. Then secondly, I wonder, Ablavi, where did you get that she's European? Because you're giving her too much credit.
Where did I give her what?
Where did you get that she's European?
That she's European?
Yeah.
Crystal is European.
She's South African.
She's South African, but her origins is from Europe.
It is because her parents, I thought they were South Africans. They were those Africans.
But aren't they
No, but
aren't they Dutch though?
Yeah.
Aren't they
I think they're the
African
Dutch.
Dutch?
They're Dutch who ended up
Somebody else.
settling. Yes, they ended up settling in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, she's South African.
Actually,
correct. But she has
Gatatua,
that. Oh,
Yeah.
can I just say,
Yes,
you
please.
know, she doesn't speak the language, which is why I'm not sure that she is African. You know, she complains about the other I think I don't know what episode, but she says it's rude when the other women speak the Afrikaans language because she doesn't speak it. She doesn't understand it. So I'm not sure exactly where she's from, to be honest.
You see, now in South Africa, there are different languages. That's the thing. The other ladies might not be actually speaking African, but because they have Zulu, they have what is it called? They have a bunch, the same way we have a bunch. So if I speak my language, someone else might not understand it unless they're from my tribe.
Can I have a question? Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
So, like, you notice, I'm not sure, maybe it's just me noticing this, but like, I noticed that the other women will go
Oh wait,
back and
I
forth.
found it, Debbie. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna send a link in the private chat because it has all the pictures of her house.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my question is like, so I noticed how the other ladies switch between English and a different dialect, a different language, but Cristal doesn't do that.
Because she doesn't speak it. Because she said so herself that she doesn't understand. They're not all from the same tribe. The lady's from Botswana. The rest of them are from all over South Africa.
But they can
So,
some of the ladies can communicate with each other. Like I see, okay, maybe Mercy and Madame they do that. I think Lindy and Madame were doing that. And I'm so sorry, the other ladies do that with other ladies, but Cristal, I can see why Cristal says it's rude because she can't understand it. So maybe to an extent, Ablavi's correct.
Well, she's been
I-
living there long enough. She can't, and they're
I
not
thought so.
like they're not having full conversations. They're just saying like little catchphrases, you know, like "girls, stop it" or something like the equivalent of that. They're saying they're not having full conversations in front of her.
And also, the
what I'm
African
trying to
language
say is
is
this.
probably what I love the most about this franchise. Because every time they break into that language, I get so excited. Like it just gives me butterflies in my stomach. And
I just think it's cool because it reminds me growing up where when I was going to school, Hispanic like Mexican kids, and they would speak English but then speak into Spanish, and I could understand it because I took some Spanish, so I could still understand it. But I always thought it was cool when people who speak a different language go back and forth. It's like, okay, you still retain that because
exactly, yeah.
you think in your first language, even if you learn another language. So I always think that's cool. Maybe it's just me.
What I'm trying to say is this. She was born in South Africa. She was raised in Durban. She went to school in Durban. Now, I understand that you might not be able to speak a language because you chose or you were not taught. For example, I might not be able to speak my native language, but I can speak other languages better because that's what I interacted with growing up. But she's a second generational South African. Her parents were those, the Dutchies who came and lived, because Dutch is one of the Holland is one of the countries that influenced the South African language in a way. That's where Africans came from. That's what I'm trying to say. If she's not understanding them, is she because English is one of the languages that is a national language in South Africa. So I don't have to go through the extent of trying to learn the other languages, because there's so many other languages in the country. There is Tsonga, there is Tswana, there is Xhosa, and that's why people in Botswana can able to merge with people in South Africa, because they can speak Tswana depending with where I live or where I'm regionally previously where my rural home is, because that's how it is. Like your dialect is influenced by your what's the word?
By your region, or where you, like
By the tribe. By the tribe you were born into.
okay.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
might, because for us we have, I think we have 42 of them. So I might know all 42 of them, or I might know none. But what I need to know is English and Swahili, then I'm able to operate in my country peacefully.
Correct, but
Oh,
Crystal is very racist. So even if she's very racist, and she looks like a thoroughbred when it comes to being a racist. So even if she did know another language, she would see that as being looked down upon.
Exactly
And
what I'm
yeah,
getting
that's, I
as
think
well.
so. Yeah, I believe so.
Because I think it's just like still this really sensitive thing about appetite that you want to be careful what you say at the same time. But I think that if you're South African and you're proud to be South African, but you're not interested in any of the languages, then I have my opinion about that. But we're not going to go down that road. But
But I mean, wouldn't she have been born? Because what is she, in her 40s? So she would have been there like at the beginning of apartheid, essentially. And
Exactly.
so she lived through apartheid, where she did believe she was better. It doesn't just change because the 90s they got rid of it. She probably was told not to speak anything other than English, because it's like here, and how, like, so for instance, I live in New York, right? And there's this whole thing with people speaking proper Spanish and speaking like Spanish, like I don't want to say street Spanish, but not as proper Spanish.
English.
Yeah, Spanglish, and people look down upon it. Whereas there are people, or even Spanish, there are people who are in the United States, their whole family speaks Spanish, and they refuse for the children to speak Spanish because they don't want the kids to not assimilate. So it could be the
that's
same
true.
thing. Our family is like, no, you're better than that. You're not speaking that.
That's true.
and wasn't it
That's
Exactly.
very
frowned
true.
upon?
That's exactly, that's what I was trying to say, that she might be, actually she might be South African, but how she was brought up in the sense of, you do not need to learn your local dialect, because that's not proper language, it's the same way most people in my country believe, like, if your child knows English, they shouldn't even bother knowing Swahili, because English, is more fancier and better and gives this person more opportunity, which I find to be very stupid in my opinion. However, there are people who don't teach their children Swahili until they have to go to school, then they have to learn it. Then there are also people who don't teach their children their local dialect, because they feel you don't need to know it.
You know what's interesting? So when I was in high school, we actually had Swahili, but the class I could never get in because the class filled up. You We had it. Yeah, we had it when I started high school. So I'm like, oh, we have Swahili, cool. Let me. I can just walk in and like take it. They're like, oh no, we're out. The class is full. I'm like, are you serious? Like, there was a waiting list for Swahili
So
because
wait,
hmm,
all of these languages they speak
Those are now
in
just
South
the
Africa?
official languages. The official ones, like if you want to be able to work in
Oh,
and operate in South Africa, those are just official. Then they have now the sub dialects.
oh my.
That's nothing, to be honest, because we've got much more than that in Nigeria.
Exactly.
We've got languages in the hundreds in Nigeria, and
Yeah,
that's
you have
why.
to remember, when you don't live in America, people tend to speak several different languages.
That's
yep.
true. That's true.
It's because we were a collection of tribes that were forced together by colonization to become a country. We were not founded as a country. So you've got all these different tribes that had all their different languages before they were
Right.
all put together into a country. And the only way that everyone can communicate is with the European languages that their colonizers spoke. And that's like when I grew up. Okay, so growing up in Nigeria, I grew up in the southern states, and in my state, I don't know how many languages there are. If you take a classroom of like 30 students, there's probably like two or three people from my tribe there, and
Hmm.
everyone else in that classroom is from a completely different tribe. So how are we all going to communicate? It's just in English, really. And eventually some of these languages will get lost because they're not passed on from parents from one generation to another, because I can't speak it as well as my parents, and I'm not sure what I'm going to teach my kids, and stuff like that. But that's a whole different kind of warmth, the language thing.
It's
So
so
yeah, Ablav,
interesting.
let's go back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Jamal.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's just very interesting. I always reference this. I always felt like when I was going to school, I grew up in like such a bubble because in my school area, we were encouraged to learn another language. Like I started learning Spanish in the fourth grade. So, because in Berkeley, they felt like our kids need to learn another language in order to be successful in the ever-changing world. And then when I hear stories of people like not learning other languages or not being encouraged, to me, it's like, what? That's just so weird to me. Because in my high school, we had Swahili, Spanish, German, Latin, and French. And you could have an elective, but they kind of pushed you into the language department versus like the art department or the music because they're like, look, the world is changing, it's becoming more international. We feel you should learn another language. So I'm thankful for that.
But Jamal, those are all United Nation languages. Like those are when you talk about the Spanish and the French and all the European languages, those are languages that people are happy to learn. But then when they come to somewhere like Africa where they're speaking, whatever tribal language it is, they are looked down on to say, oh,
Well,
you
see,
don't need to learn that crap or
our school
something.
wasn't like that though. We offer Swahili. It's just you couldn't get in. It was insane. Like pretty much most of the African American students wanted to learn it, of course, but the Swahili like they're like, hey, like we we're offering this. Like, whoever want to take it, you could take it. Like it was insane how quickly it filled up. People wanted to learn. I was one of them. I just could not get in. So, but our school was the first school I think in the United States to actually offer Swahili, to offer an actual African language. So I think that was another thing why people just didn't have the opportunity. But hey, like I would have taken it if I could have gotten in. But I just think more schools in America really need to take that more seriously. In my
But
opinion.
but see, it's different because when you look at different landscapings, this is the problem with French. When I learned it, there was nobody to speak French to. So what happened? I knew the language, but if I'm not speak, a lot of language is speaking it. So when you go
Yep,
to
true.
Europe, it's easy. If you learn German, you can go to Germany. When you're in Africa, I mean, if I go to Ghana and I'm learning tree, it's easy because there are a lot of people with tree. In the United States, even though Spanish is a second language, there are places in the United States all you will hear is English. And until you have that conversation, it's pointless.
That's true, and
That's
I
true.
guess that's how also people are losing their identity and their languages, because for us, for instance, maybe right now the in thing is trying to learn Chinese or Mandarin, because we are having a lot of business with the Chinese Republic, and everyone either wants to go to China to get goods or wants to go to Japan. So you will try to learn the language that is in it for the time, but if you learn it and you're not using it, you don't have an opportunity to continue growing the language. Because I have a friend of mine who had to go and learn Somali, because that is what was needed in court translation. Like the whole court, no one could actually translate Somali to English or Swahili. But then the one person who could was not able to actually speak in English properly. So they had to train a whole entire human being so that they have that in case next time they have someone who comes into court and is not able to speak in either of those languages. Because if I go to court and I speak in my dialect, you need to find someone who can translate it either to English or Swahili, because that's one of the languages in the country. However, most people are not moving down, as in they're not transferring the knowledge or the language knowledge to their children because they feel it's beneath them.
Oh yeah. Well, like it's interesting you say that because again, like it was hilarious. So I worked when I was working at a gym, my first gym. So I had a young lady, she's Filipino. She was one of my front desk people, and she would speak English, but she do Tagalog. So her grandmother came in one day, and we were talking, and her grandmother kept speaking to her in um, Tagalog, and she was responding in English. Her grandmother said, "No, if I speak Tagalog to you, you need to speak Tagalog to me." I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, you're trying to keep your culture and your language alive, and I think more people should do that and like embrace that. Like, if you have the ability to pass along your culture, I think you should.
Okay, so are we ready to take a tour of this house?
Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry, I gotta wrap this up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
All right, so I also did the conversion.
Mm-hmm.
18.5 million rand works out to just over $1.2 million US dollars. So okay. Let's
But
Debbie,
in
Debbie,
South
put some
Africa,
respect in it. 1.2 million is a lot of money.
It
Respect.
is, but not for the way how Christelle or what? Wait, what was her real name? Lydia, Not the way how Lydia is prancing around these streets. It's not. Come on, Lydia, pull through.
but
All
Debbie, what I
right.
was gonna say, just really quickly, it's like 1 point something million in the US, but in South Africa, it feels like $10 million. The way $10
Yes.
million feels in America is
Yes.
how much that would feel like in South Africa as well.
No, and I completely
Thank
get
you,
it.
Paul.
Because in the Caribbean, it's the same thing. Like, once the conversion goes through, you're just like, oh, really? Yes. No, I completely get it. I'm just being mean because it's Lydia. Just because it's Lydia. And because I hate this house. I really do. And I don't think she can afford it. So that's her front yard with, I don't know, some Mother
You always
Teresa.
have to have a fountain with a statue to make a statement as you enter the
I will
compound.
say she has a very large porte-cochere. I love a house with a porte-cochere. Will I ever get one? No. I'm being jealous right now of Lydia. Did they Photoshop this horse in here? Because it really looks like it.
No, like she has a horse.
Did she eat it or did she serve it at that dinner?
She sold it to pay her staff.
She did?
I don't know. I'm just making it up.
Oh, but no, this little horse here does look photoshopped in. I ain't gonna lie. The landscaping is really good. I will give her that. Okay, so I guess she does ride a lot of her ponies out here, or maybe she
No,
rides.
it's not good. That looks like Karen from the Family Chantel and that little ponderosa she made in front of her house. No, it don't look good.
No, this does look better than Karen's koi pond.
That looks like a little ponderosa right there with that little circle.
No, but Karen's koi pond looked real black because you could see all of the black plastic to line the pond.
I'm not talking about the pond. I'm talking about the ponderosa that was a little, the
I
little
never
fruit
seen the
and
front of her
vegetable.
house.
You have to go back. When you see 90 Days Quarantine, remember she made the little ponderosa in front of her house with all the little vegetables and stuff? That's what that looked right there.
That is so ridiculous. It just it needs a little bit more color.
It needs a little bit more flowers. And why is there so much brown?
You know what?
Because the more land space you have, the more value your property has. 1, 2. We love flowers. You need to have flowers somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, but look at the circle. All you see is brown. You just see a little dusting of little roses.
But do you know what I'm thinking, guys? She doesn't need to sell this house. She needs to convert this to a country club. This is like, this would make an amazing country club. She's got the place for the horses. They can have weddings here. She can live upstairs in a room. She can lock herself up in a room.
Now let's go to
or she can turn it to a boutique hotel.
No, a country club will make you more money. A country club will make you more money.
Too tacky for a country club. Just sell it.
But she would have to invest in horses and stuff like that. I don't think she has the money for that.
Country club will make so much more money. She's got the land for it.
Why does she have carpet? Like, this is a tropical climate. What is she doing?
Debbie, we have carpets. We do. We love rugs. we love, it's not about the heat or whether it's a tropical country, whether it's a cold country. We just love rugs. Like when you get into a house, it needs, like, I will judge you with the type of rugs you have in your home. So
I
most
don't
people will
mind a
get,
rug.
no, I'm
Okay.
saying that's what I'm explaining. Most people will get the wall-to-wall carpets,
Really?
like the office ones, and then now you get a smaller rug that becomes kind of like the centerpiece of what you're trying to achieve, or what that you're trying to color coordinate in your house.
Wow.
Can I just interject on that? Because I will sort of agree and disagree with Gatatura, because nobody in Nigeria has got carpet. Like we've got marble tiles everywhere because it's too freaking hot there. But I think the climate in South Africa has a more wider range, because Nigeria is like 40 degrees, 24, 365 days a year. But I think it does
We
get a bit
do
colder.
degrees, not Celsius.
Honey, we do Celsius.
Wait, no. Well, wait a minute. I can search a conversion for that too.
She
But
said
wait.
it's like 80 to like over 100.
Oh, but wait.
But now this is what I'm saying. If because I'm looking at this house like it's my parents who've built it. If
mhm.
my parents were to build a house, they
Uh-huh.
would do a wall-to-wall carpet and then get another smaller rug to put somewhere. If I am to build a house, I would do tiles, because that's what is proper. If someone else was to build a house, they will either do like wood
Mhm.
or tiles or things like that, or marble or whatever. But if it
No,
was old school building, you do a wall-to-wall carpet, then you do a smaller rug.
no, I disagree. Well, from my perspective in Nigeria, it's not the case. My parents' house is made of good quality marble tiles everywhere. No carpet. There's like a little rug in the center of the main living room, but
One of my
everything
cousins
is
put
tiles.
down carpet in her home in Barbados, and I kind of laughed. I was like, "This gonna make this house hotter than it already is." Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Well, let's just talk about this room for a minute. So as you
Uh-huh.
can see, you see the carpet, and
Yes.
it's, I don't know why, but it's not matched right, because you see a little holes and dips where it meets the second carpet. The
You
second
mean like
carpet,
right there?
yeah.
I just thought that was like the nap. Like they didn't vacuum it well.
Yeah, it's an
Well, maybe
old
they didn't
carpet.
vacuum up. Then you have the second carpet, which she got off of Amazon. You know, we're not even going to
Mhm.
play with that. Then let's get to the couch. The couch that's not leather. That's pleather.
Is that
It's
supposed to be leather?
It's not velvet?
That's not leather.
I didn't think it
Wait,
was
is it
leather.
velvet or some sort of soft fabric? That's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
No,
exactly. I thought it was fabric.
no. That's supposed to be, it's supposed to be a lighter leather, but no. Then we have the disgusting throw pillows that you could get on sale, value sale at the end of the year. Then let's talk about the wall. The wall, I actually don't mind the wall, the wallpaper. It's just that it doesn't go with that room. It's a little bit too much.
That's the one thing I hate is the wallpaper.
No. And then again with the chandeliers. Where does she get these chandeliers from? I mean, this is like value city chandeliers. It's ridiculous.
Let me ask a
What is that
question.
by the curtains in the middle of
What
the
you mean this?
curtains? Is that
I
the
was
air
trying to
conditioning
figure
or?
it
Yeah,
out.
that's the air conditioning.
Okay, so then that's the only way that this pleather sectional could be in here, because I've been stuck to someone's leather couch in Barbados, and it hurt like the dickens when I got up, because yeah, there was no air conditioning in that room, and I never sat on that
And then
couch
see,
ever again.
this is where, can you go all the way in the back, the second light fixture in the
This
back?
one, the
Yeah,
sconce,
this is where the cheap European design comes from, because they all got this in their house. That little one.
I have sconces in my room,
Well, I
But
mean,
but they're
but
brushed
guys,
nickel.
but I'm
guys,
saying like, nobody does that now. This is an old feature.
but you
Yeah.
know that she did not decorate this house. She
No.
inherited this house the way it is. This house was probably built 60 years ago
Yeah.
and still has the same deco of her ex-husband, who is probably in
I
his
was gonna
90s
ask that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So she inherited the whole deco because she can't afford to decorate that entire palace. So this is why it's still the way it is. It's
Do we
still
want to
stuck
go to
in
the
that
next
era.
picture, or do we
Oh
want to
wait,
stay?
I have a question. Is this a curtain in front? Is this a window here or no? Or is that wall?
It looks like wall.
Oh my God. Okay.
Can I say
Ugh.
something?
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, if you've been to some of the African homes, it's a bit tacky. I don't know if Paul, you had this, you experienced this growing up. If you could not afford to have good wallpaper, you'd put curtains, shears around the wall. Did you
Oh,
have this?
drape. Okay.
I don't think so.
But wait, why? Okay, again, I'm going back to this.
Can I ask something that's very interesting?
Mhm.
Like, you see the next picture in Africa, do you not have blinds? Because I see no blinds in this house.
No, we don't.
That could be the sunroom.
Yeah,
That could be her sunroom.
We don't do
But
blinds.
it's
It depends. It depends. Maybe this is like a room that's supposed to be all lit every time of the day, so she didn't put any. Or maybe she has blacked out windows. No,
Look, she's
the ones
surrounded
that
by trees. There's nobody looking in. Look out the windows. Everywhere has got
yeah.
trees.
I
Nobody's
actually think
looking
this
in.
is her sunroom. This is like a second lounge
you must
area.
have.
See, this is the cheap plush material. This is the little velvet Dallas like.
This is velour, girl. This changed color when you move your hand on it. And look at this like fringe coming down here. Look at these like, oh
I
God.
still can't
Oh
get
no,
over
that's
the table
horrible.
and how much junk is on it.
I bet you the most expensive thing in this room is that little
The
plant.
orchid?
Yeah, the orchid. Because look at the cheap light fixture. Like
Yeah.
that's $10 from Home Depot.
What
Oh
is
my
the
God,
center
I
table?
have
The
one in my
centerpiece.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Look
But
at the centerpiece.
that used to be the light fixture in the 90s. That used to be a very good light fixture for the 90s.
Oh yeah.
It's just not bright.
And that fringe, I'm pretty sure my grandma had that couch.
Yes, and the fringe was also
Yeah.
a thing for the
It was
90s.
a thing. It was a thing. I
But
remember
the
it. And you
ugliest.
know the headrest protector thing.
What
you have-
floors is these? Because this doesn't look like marble to me, but this looks like fake wood. What does it look like to you?
I thought it was just tile.
I thought it was tiles as well.
I thought it was also tile.
Like
But
not
see,
marble tiles. But
I don't
No,
see.
like the normal tiles.
yeah.
But I don't see anything like that would be like, the gawk or the connection of tile. I don't see anything.
Let's see. See, these two rooms have the same flooring. It doesn't look like marble to me. Honestly.
But you see how like it's just flat. I'm not used to I'm not used to tile just being flat and you seeing no openings.
You mean between the like a room separator or something like that on the floor?
Yeah.
Ah. But then again, if this house was built back in the day, they probably don't have those separations of the room. The tile just goes and flows between one room to the next.
Now this has got to be the ugliest room. This has got to be. Where did she get this? Just looks like throw up. These curtains just looks like throw up. And then it's that.
Ablavi, trust you me, those curtains cost a lot of money.
Yeah, these are expensive. They're
Those
just
are bloody
very
expensive
tacky.
curtains.
They look horrendous.
All of her curtains are custom, and she wasted her money on them.
She didn't spend a dime on them. Her ex-husband bought them all.
Oh dear.
This might be marble.
I think you're stretching, Ablavi.
Well, marble, see, this is the thing with the chair, because if you look close, it looks like it has a little puffy cushion on top. But then I have to do further.
Oh my God.
And then it has like the big gold leaves on the side.
Wait, how cold does it get in South Africa? Why does she need underfloor heating and air conditioning?
It snows in South Africa.
It snows in some parts.
Oh,
That's what I mean
Yes.
by they have a more varied weather compared to West Africa.
And
okay,
then
well, I'll give her
we
that.
look at the other side with the purple, green, and orange. What is that?
I thought they were footstools, but I think she's using these as like extra seating, like ottomans as extra seating.
But why are they
Yeah.
all different colors?
Because she's colorblind. Didn't you see her eye makeup?
And then look at the lamp. The lamp is awful.
Yep, on a $10
Most
table.
probably, most probably that lamp is very expensive because it's those ones that are what are they called? You buy them from Turkey that have kind of like an what's that print called? I've
Jacquard?
forgotten the
No.
name. Like it has an elephant and some fancy
You
colors
know
on
she
it.
didn't go to Turkey. You know she went to Beijing and went and got everything on sale. So she didn't catch a flight to Turkey. She went to Beijing. Shout out to everybody in Beijing because I went there and got some cheap stuff that looked expensive too.
Oh my.
Ablabi,
Wait,
she
is
didn't
it
go, she didn't go to
Chinoisie?
Beijing.
Is that what Patricia said? Is Chinoisie?
Chinoisie?
Yes. Anything
Yes.
that's decorated in the Chinese
Mm-hmm.
pattern or something that she explained? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Something like that.
And then these rugs. Where she get these ugly rugs for? I refuse.
All
And
this, I would say,
Those
all
rugs
this
are
are Persian
African.
rugs. She got them from Turkey, most
Exactly.
probably.
Exactly. And they're very popular in Africa. I
this is
know.
one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. It looks like, a tree of all the rodents and all the kind of crickets and stuff like
Girl.
that. It looks disgusting.
I'm
Looks
laughing
like
apart. This
caterpillars and
actually is
everything.
the most. This is the most expensive version of a rug that you can buy.
Ridiculous.
This is good Turkish rug. I'm telling you. I'm with Gatatiba 100%. These rugs are expensive.
Listen, that's true, but why she got to get the ugliest pattern?
But it doesn't go with the curtains. Like, I'm a firm believer that the carpet should
Well,
come
and
somewhere close to the curtains.
Oh wait, if you look at the chairs again, why is the orange one a different material? Because the other
How
two
can you,
are suede, and this
how
one
can
looks
you
like a
tell
fake silk.
materials?
No, I
It
think they're
looks
all that
shiny.
velour. I think they're all that velour thing.
Well, why is it so shiny? Look at it.
Because bad lighting.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't
You guys
know.
didn't talk about the chandelier.
Now
Oh,
this
the
is one of the worst.
chandelier.
This is what I don't like. This is expensive. Oh, we still on this page? Okay.
Oh, you want to go to the kitchen now? Okay.
Yeah, let's go to the kitchen.
Look at the small island that she served her buffet on for these ladies.
Is this her main
Now,
kitchen?
we
Now,
need
this
an
is the worst.
island. When you're building your home, you need an island. Why? I don't know.
Why is there so little cabinet space?
This
'Cause
can't be the whole kitchen.
She must have
doesn't
another
eat.
section of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because this,
Or
this
another kitchen.
island most probably just has a few things here and there. Then there's this space at the farthest end, the big one that looks like a closet.
Mm-hmm.
That's also storage space, or most probably she's put her fridge onto the wall. So I don't know. We have to see the rest of the room, then we'll figure
I'm
it
not.
out.
There's no way that this house has this tiny kitchen.
Okay, let's go with
There's
the
got to be
kitchen.
more
I
to it.
bet you if it was built back in the day, this
Yeah.
is all they needed.
No, because back in the day
they
they
wouldn't
had
have
more
that small
kitchen space.
kitchen.
Back
They
in
would
the
have
day
more.
they put more room in the kitchen
What
because
And
you
they
had
would have
everybody
actually
there.
back
two,
door here? Could that
and they
be
would
like
have
a
two
butler
types of kitchen. They
Mhm.
would have two
Exactly.
kitchens, the indoor one and the outdoor one.
Oh,
No, they'll have the
for the
fancy
brides.
one, and the fancy one is the one that the staff are not allowed to get in, and then you have the one that the staff do all the hard work in, and then they come and display it in the fancy one where no
Exactly.
kitchen gets done in.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the kitchen. I don't see no sink. Maybe it's back there behind the flowers.
Maybe it's where the picture is being taken from.
No, I think it's back here.
I think there's more. There's more to this kitchen.
There's
I
more
think there's
to this
another
kitchen.
section
Yeah,
we're
No
not.
down
way.
down this area
But why
somewhere.
is it so tacky? You know, I don't understand why she just can't keep a color scheme. The walls are a peach color. Then we got the black and white Cruella de Vil splashing with the Dalmatians and the corks. Then we got the white island cabinets with the silver. Then we got the fake chandelier and then the black hood, which looks like a stove. This is probably one of those French stoves. Then we have the dead person's casket thing. That's what I know that to be on the kitchen counter, which looks ridiculous. And then is that a phone over there on the side? What is that?
Yes, it is a phone. One of those old-fashioned phones.
But
I can answer your question, Ablabi.
Mhm.
When this house was first built, it had the original features. The white cabinets, the Cruella de Vil features were not the original features. Everything else around there was. And then eventually they decided to build the island in there and
But
make a
then
little
why
cupboard
not?
space.
Why not change? Okay, I can see the floor now, and I see where it opens up. That's fake. That's fake wood. But nonetheless, why can't she bring everything black and white? Why is this peach, white, black?
Because she ain't got no
navy?
money.
No. What is this? And then I see
Housewives look like bamboo floors, though, don't they?
I think it's wooden. I think it's those wooden floors that are. You put them in. They come in small. I forgotten what they're called. They come in small, tiny
Like
pieces. So you arrange
like
them.
laminate.
Yeah, that was a laminate floor. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's
All right, so let's go to this next room now.
Now this one is just too
Oh,
much.
and then the other thing is, because I was talking to someone in the chat.
Yeah.
In the 1990s, when you have a chandelier, you were equated to having some money. So you put chandelier everywhere on everything.
Okay, now.
But why don't she get a bigger chandelier? This looked like the $49.99 one that's on sale at Lowe's after they can't sell it. Why don't she get one that has a little bit more sparkle and glamour?
Because like Gatatua said, it's you equate it to having some money. She doesn't have some money.
But the
Get
person
everything.
who originally had the house should have had some money and get it done.
But the person who originally had the house is no longer taking care of the house. He's moved on.
He probably doesn't have any money either. That's why he just left her the house. Because he didn't have any money to give her.
He does, but he's not bothered about, because you wanted the house. The house is okay for when you get a divorce and you take the house. It's your problem.
Listen, he does, but his first wife took half his money. Then he's got like 10 kids. So this is all he could give Crystal.
I was reading on her, and what it sounds like is she was a garden tool in her younger years, and she got a few million from sleeping with a rich man that went back to his wife. That's what I found out on the internet about her.
Okay, so I think I'm recognizing the house now. So this was the room that we were just in with the multicolored ottomans, because I see the piano. The dining room from our previous pictures. So the dining room has to be somewhere over here. This is a sunken living room with a little fireplace, another cheesy chandelier, but it looks like it opens up to the second floor, which to me is a little odd. Just the placement, not the opening, but the placement.
It looks like a skyline.
And this is bordello-ish, tacky.
No, they got this from Versailles. Somebody went to Versailles and said, "Ooh, let me do it too."
They spent a lot of money on the window treatments, though. My God.
They did. And the headboards. You know, this reminds me of Warning, Kenya Moore Plans, Warning. When they were saying that she needed the boards on her house. I like this floor. Don't ask me why. It's
very Kardashian-ish.
Is this the rest of the kitchen? I was about to say chicken.
No, this is baby.
This is her office. Because look, there's an office chair right there. This looks like a desk in the middle of nowhere.
Is the desk glass?
It's that plexiglass thing. I don't think she could afford the glass one of this, but
I think it's
probably plexiglass.
I think it's glass because we have a lot of those here.
But then she put it right in front of the mirror so she could look at herself. Okay.
It's a weird room because it looks almost like a closet. It looks like she doesn't have enough money to furnish her house because it looks real bare.
This room is like, it can hypnotize you, literally. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing things appearing out of nowhere. And I'm looking at this mirror.
The corner?
Which corner?
This
you mean
corner
like right
with the
here?
blue things and the
This is like her knick-knack shelf. This is just dust collectors
Well,
right here.
this one on the bottom looks like picnic attire. Looks like picnic baskets. Then the fake tea set she thinks she telling people she got from maybe Thailand or something like that, because you know she likes to lie. Then the next one up looks like a little coffee stuff, and then the one above that looks like fake statues, and then the top one looks like a junk box.
Wouldn't it be funny we're looking at these pictures and we see her dildo or strap on something in here? Because you know, like in a lot of those do-it-yourself pictures on the realty sites, they take pictures and they forget to put away everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could do that, but yeah, no. All right, this is atrocious.
This is not so bad. This is probably
No, this is
I don't like this
immaculate.
bed. I don't like.
I don't
it.
like the massive
This is
curtain behind it.
immaculate.
I don't like the massive curtain behind the bed. What's behind the curtains?
But I already explained. You know when you have a wall, but you want to make it the center of attraction, and
Oh, I remember
and
you say
you're not
that.
doing wallpaper.
Oh my God.
Right. I don't
Where did
remember seeing
Jamal
those.
go to?
Jamal doesn't like our girl talk, or he probably had to do some work.
and this is the back, which is not bad. It just needs a little bit more upkeep. You know, she needs to go to Home
This ain't the
Depot.
back, this the front again, because look at that dead weed patch of flowers.
And the statue.
Yeah, and the porte cochere.
But this house, I'm telling you, this house, make a golf course, even if it's just a golf range. How you have the golf, you've got the land, you've got a beautiful, you know, as tacky as the deco is, that is a solid structure, a solid property structure. Everything else is superficial. That's got great foundation, great background. This is a perfect country club. Don't sell the house.
You've
Make
got a
money out of it.
point.
Hold
She
up,
could
hold on,
convert the Go ahead, Jamal.
Okay, have we hit is this the bedroom?
What?
The what?
Yeah.
That's, can you scroll up, please?
The
I can't
bedroom.
hear
You want
you,
to
Jamal.
go back to the bedroom?
Yeah, right there.
I was working, so I missed all of this. What is going on?
This is where the magic happens, Jamal.
That is not sexy. No.
That's the best room in the house. It's the
That
only
is the
room
best
that
room in the
matches.
house, actually. But Jamal, you see the curtain behind the bed, right? That's where when she's role playing, somebody
What?
pops out from behind there.
Now, let me
And they did
tell you something, Jamal. You know when you want your bed to look good and you want it to stand out, so you give it as like a Victorian look, because you don't have the bed posts. You can't put shears on the bedpost because you don't want to buy a bed with bedposts. So you put the sheer curtains at the back and you put curtains at the back and you make them seem Victorian so that it gives the bed as a sign of kind of like a Victorian feel and look.
That
It's a
is
thing.
not the feel I want in my bedroom. I'm sorry.
Guys, I have to say, besides the curtain,
Antoinette to pop out at any time. No. And what is the chandelier? Why do you have a chandelier? No. No. I want her sued for this.
I want to run
And
a
it's not my
black
house.
light throughout this room. I just want to see what we come up with a black light in this room.
So does she have another house season 2, or must we look at this horrific mess for 2 seasons?
the same
She's
house.
still in the same house.
Wait, so what was the house she was selling supposedly to Madame? Was it this one or another one?
I think it was a different house.
Oh no, Madame is smarter than buying this. Is too smart to buy this house. Come on, she's got a beautiful house. It's big enough for her and her daughter. So, Madame would not buy this
That's a
house.
shame.
Yeah, and
That
this is
is
the
a
little itty
tragic
bitty
bedroom.
island that she did the buffet on, Jamal.
Where?
Remember I was telling you at dinner she did a buffet and the women had to serve themselves and they had to go into the kitchen and serve themselves.
Right.
This little itty bitty island had like 2 chafing dishes, chafing pans and a couple of platters. The chafing pans were over here. None of this bullshit was on there. The chafing pans were over here. The platters were here with the salad. And then the Southsea woman that had her hand on her Kimbo was standing right here over on this back counter and want to know when they was leaving her kitchen.
Yeah, I'm really mad at her house right now. But that's okay though.
Yeah.
It ain't mine.
You've got to watch that second half. And the
I really
dining
do.
room is right opposite this bordello sunken lounge area. The
Gotcha.
dining room is right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really not happy with her about that. But I'll DM her later. So that's atrocious.
Okay, you do that. You do that.
Let me
Oh
tell
my
you
So
what
God.
then
I'll
we go
do.
to Madame's and Marcy's makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And I will explain it very simply. If I want to look lighter than I am, especially from Dhaka,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to go through the hassle of skin bleaching or lightening, I just go 2 shades lighter with my foundation. Then I forget to do my neck and my ears. And then I make sure I wear something so long that you cannot see my arms or my elbows. And I go
Okay.
down the streets and gallivant and look like I
It is
light
going
a
to be
husband.
evidence again. It's one
And
thing you tell me she's going 2 shades lighter, but she looks like a shiny new penny. I'm
It
sorry.
had bronze.
Yes,
she did.
or she's practicing to be an Oscar statuette.
Yeah.
I think she did. She did the foundation. She did a concealer. Then she did some blush. Then she did some highlighter. And then the person who did the highlighter went crazy with the highlighter. And then what else?
In shades of gold?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
most probably
Oh,
she was using a MAC foundation.
Oh, not Mac.
MAC has a yellow base?
Yes, it has some warmer tones
Yeah,
that makes
Oh.
because
you look crazy.
when you're of darker skin, so there are people who are yellow tone like me, and there are people who have a reddish tone. And when you have and so when you have a yellower tone, it has a yellow mixed in with your brown.
But I
I
just
would
want to
never
say,
go back to that MAC counter. Oh my God.
take away the face. Like Madame looks on point from
How
the
she got body,
weave.
yaddy, yaddy, yaddy
Look at
for
those
days.
arms. Look at those arms. She is
Mm-hmm.
toned. She's got great hair. Her outfit was banging, and she
And
came to
look,
slay.
At Carla, I would
hardly
say
any back fat.
she doesn't have the hello goodbyes. You know when you have fat arms and you're waving at someone,
Yeah,
you're saying
Mm-hmm.
hello, but your head
and the
your
goodbye.
the rest of your arm is saying goodbye.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
wings, the bat
the
wings.
bingo wings. No, she would. She looks good for her age. She takes good
But
care
you
of
know
herself.
who I like the most? The one who got married. I think she is so pretty, but she's so messy.
Brunette.
But does she not look
Brunette.
like Kenya Moore? I think she looks,
A little
especially
bit.
in
A
season
little
two.
bit.
Season two, she loses weight and she looks exactly like
Yes.
the old Kenya Moore, not the double chin Kenya Moore.
Oh my God, Bob.
Savage. Savage.
And then what else? I don't know. I don't know. I think Mercy looked more ghostly than her mother. Is that wrong to say?
To me,
Ah,
Mercy, see, look at her arm again. Her arm is just so skinny.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mercy needs to eat a burger.
But didn't she say that she was chubby as a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they showed a picture of her. I just thought it was like, when you're kids, you're always chubby. Or did she say
Why
she
is
was
her arm
skinny? I
so
can't
small?
remember.
Like you keep saying it's just the boobs, but it's like the
Because
only thing that's tiny.
she's very skinny. She's very skinny. And she's got
No,
supersized boobs.
she didn't say she was chubby as a child. The picture looked like she was chubby, but she said she was always skinny.
No, no, no. She gained weight when she went on that cruise. She went on
Oh,
that cruise and she gained weight and she came back with low self esteem and she got depressed and somehow she lost the weight. And you know when you lose the weight so far to the other end? and that's what's kind of happened to her, that she's just gone to the other end.
So can I ask you something? Because I've seen pictures of them earlier, and they look like they've bleached. Do you think that Mercy and Madame have bleached?
Yes.
I
think
didn't
they have.
notice that.
I think they have. You need to look at that when you Google them online, and then try to look at her knuckles and her elbow.
I'm gonna show you. Hold on. I don't know if
All
you'll.
right, ladies.
Because
Sorry,
the thing, this is
sorry
what
to
I
leave
was
you,
saying.
but I gotta go back to work.
Okay. We'll see
Okay,
you
Jamal.
next
All right,
time. Thanks,
all
Jamal.
right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
You too. I was saying this is the same thing I was talking about Wendy. Wendy also went 2 shades lighter when she first came onto the show,
Mm-hmm.
and you could notice. Then I think she realized she was 2 shades lighter. Then you can also tell she's kind of tried to lighten her skin, because when you look at her hand and her face and her neck and shoulder, they're not going. It looks like 3 people in one. She's having her own entourage or something.
I don't know. I'm just a little bit. I don't know. I like this show. Don't get me wrong, but the fashions are problematic, and
Well, it is 2 years ago. Yeah.
the weave needs to be a little bit better at this point.
It's their
Nah,
first
do you know
season.
whose we were we talking about? Because you have to be specific.
Bernadette has some of the worst looking. Like her hair, it always I feel like needs one more time before she comes out.
I like Brunette. I think she's
Like
adorable.
she's adorable, but sometimes when you look at her, you just like, did you leave the beauticians, a little too early?
Oh my god.
What I would say is season 1 has better hair than season 2.
No, it can't get no worse.
It does.
Got it to it. Did you remember
It does. I'm
the
loving
stripper
it.
pole
It does.
incident?
I know with season 2, there's a lot of girls with blonde hair and like that Karen blonde. So
Yeah, that Nini blonde, like
is it? Oh,
not
is
not
8
even
up in the
blonde, like
back?
white.
Is 8 up in the back?
No. I mean, like it's bleached, like platinum blonde type.
Within an
But
inch
Nene
of its
wears
life.
wig.
And then there's there's the girl who goes to the pole dancing class, right? And
Blavi, Troy wants to know if you're watching Salt Lake City tonight.
You know what, for Trey, I will watch it for you, but I already see Heather, and she's like what she said on the first episode. I like gays, I like black men, and those are not really Mormon. Oh, and let's get into her for a minute.
Oh,
That daughter she got is fast, because I went and looked at it again where she was
yes.
hopping all on the boyfriend and was like, we just kissed. We just kissed. No, you little fresh self been doing more than kiss. That's why y'all don't want to be in that Mormon church anymore.
Aw.
I thought has just hit me, and I think Marcy and Madame went to get their makeup done by a makeup artist, and they most probably didn't do it themselves because maybe she lost her makeup because allegedly Crystal stole them. So she went to a makeup artist to do her makeup, and I think Paul, you can attest, especially when you go to this crazy makeup artist who know
oh
nothing
my
about makeup.
god,
They go 50 shades lighter than you. They
yes.
put everything in gold and all the highlight in the world.
Oh my god. So my friend and I went. My friend was getting married, and I was one of the bridesmaids. And oh my god, they brought this team of makeup artists, and I literally watched them transform people into drag queens. And I was like, hell no. One of the bridesmaids was so pissed. She was like, I don't know. Do you know who? Get it to her. Do you know who Bobby Risky is?
Yes.
Oh yeah. She was like, oh my god, Bobby Risky is like a famous African drag queen. It's like you turned me to Bobby Risky. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Some makeup artists think that makeup is about seeing how dramatic you can make a person look. That's makeup to them. They should be on like Cirque du Soleil or something, because they take the makeup. If you tell someone, "Oh, I want a natural look," you are not getting a natural look. You're gonna get what the makeup artist wants you to get, not what you
Natural
want to
look
get.
is all golden.
Can we be honest with Bravo? They need to do something. You know how desperate I was the other day? I almost watched The Bachelor. I mean,
Lord.
because I don't understand when is OC over with. They gotta be at like episode 7 or 8 now, right?
I forgot that was on.
I have no idea.
I have
Debbie?
I barely I tell you I sit on my phone and play games while OC is on. Like one eye is on and one eye is on the game.
Because it comes on too late. Like 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I can't. 10 o'clock?
What do
Salt
you mean?
Lake
It's
City?
11 o'clock now.
No, 10 o'clock is when Salt Lake City comes on.
Yeah, I pay attention to that one. I don't pay attention to OC, but if I don't, like if I fall asleep early, which a lot of times I do, or I miss the last half of it, I will watch it the next day.
But when is OC, I mean, Salt Lake City going to get better? Because, like, we're what, 4 or 5 episodes in, and, like, nothing's happened.
Maybe next season?
I haven't watched that.
Do you think they'll get a season 2?
Probably, because they've invested so much into this shithole season. They'll probably try to get it back next season.
I'm just, you know what I was thinking? They could put Lala on the show because they're going to cancel Vanderpump Rules.
I don't want to see Lala. They would lose me if they put on Lala.
I mean, they need to put somebody on. I'm just so over Bravo because unlike you, it was too disrespectful to watch Atlanta. Even with Drew Sidora and the foolish husband she has, Latoya is going to annoy me to death.
Mm-hmm.
And then Portia and Kenya and the feuds, I can't. And then warning Kenya for more fans, warning Kenya more fans. Y'all need to get y'all girl together. Because I was looking at an interview and she's talking about that she's still with Mark and they going to have another baby. I mean, y'all got to get your girl. She out here looking crazy.
I think that's her. I
yeah.
think that's all she's got right now, and she's holding on to it tightly.
And going from Ablavi's warning, I watched it Atlanta, but I ended up sleeping instead of giving my opinion yesterday. And
Mhm.
now, when they were seated at Kenya's house,
Mhm.
did you see how her boobies were sweating and they were drowning?
Yes, yes.
Like, did you see the streak across her dress?
It was
And
a
I felt like they
total
were going to
sweat
choke
show.
her or something.
She's not used to being fat. Okay, I can give her some tips. I've been doing chubby for a while. I can give her some tips about how to stay hydrated.
I hope she's ready for the chub rub between her thighs. I hope she's ready for that. Get your powder up, girl.
Goodbye,
Drew's
Tiger.
husband was interesting to me because, like, Drew's husband was so disrespectful, and you can't even get mad at him, Trey, because Drew allows it. What do
Mhm.
you mean? Where did you go? His shit. I mean, his stuff.
Don't worry, I cursed already.
I know, but you might be monetized very soon. He
I
should have
doubt
got
it.
all his bags, thrown it outside, play her man-hating music, burned it, and called it a day. Like, I can't with a cheating husband from the beginning.
For me, what really, let alone that he disappeared for 3 days, because I think when you disappear for 3 days, when you're coming back home, I'll be going also out with my suitcase, going for my 3 days off also. But what pissed me off is you have cameras that I did not know you had cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel he's also weird. You know, like, I don't know whether you've experienced this. You date someone or you're with someone, and they're always trying to kind of like get you one up. So they're trying to get the evidence together. So in case we were to break up or in case we were to separate, to make you not act up a fool and just toe the line, I'm like, oh, by the way, I have pictures of you when you were naked and stuff. Or maybe, by the way, I saw you with someone in my house. Or by the way, I have this and this over you. That's how I feel. He's creepy.
And then
Yeah.
can I be honest with Drew and her mother? I see a Candy part 2 in Joyce. I can't with her mother. Know your place. I would have cursed her out in my house.
But Drew brings her mother into it because you see, after the dinner, she ran straight into the mom's room and started saying he's embarrassing me and crying. Like her mother's gonna want to defend her child. She brings her mother into that.
But when I pay a mortgage, your mother needs to shut her mouth.
I don't think she lives with them permanently. She's stuck there because of the COVID. But quite honestly, if Ralph was my husband, he could go on his 3-day gallivant. When he come back, the locks are gonna be changed. That camera, you're gonna find it out on the front yard along with all of your belongings that have absolutely no value after I peed and shit all over them and set them on fire. And yeah, I'll wave at you from inside because you abandoned this marital contract. So therefore, any changes that happen while you was away and while you looking at that at me on that camera, you're gonna see all the changes I'm making, and your bum ass ain't gonna be back in this house anymore.
But guys, this is what I want to understand. These people have come out of the gates with this bullshit. Like they've come out of the gates with this drama. Did they sit down before they signed that contract and said, okay, we're gonna put all our business out there? Or are they enhancing it for viewer to secure themselves for a couple more seasons? Is this real stuff they just decided to put? Was this going on before they signed that contract and decided, well, we're just going to publicize it? I don't understand what was going through their minds.
No idea.
I think the both of I don't know. Like I wouldn't even put anything like that. Like if I see Bravo coming my way, I'll be running the opposite direction if that's the ish that I'm dealing with. But this is the thing, and I think I need Ablavi and Paul and Debbie to tell me. Okay, when someone says you're not understanding how us black men operate, what was there to understand? Like I was stuck on that statement. How do black men operate?
I didn't understand what he was saying with that. I just go by any man. And that type of operation is not for me. But Ablavi, you probably know.
Oh, I know.
Probably
understand what he's saying. No, you know it too. Because, this is something I'm surprised I haven't seen in South Africa. Because I know it happens where my mom is from. He's from that tribe that a man can cheat but a woman can't. That's what tribe he's on. He's from that tribe that's like, oh, hey, when I have a side chick, you just wasn't doing your job. But you better not find nobody else.
Okay.
He's from that. Also, to add to that, it's also the same tribe that thinks that if I'm going to cheat, I can cheat as long as I come back home to you. It's okay. As long as I'm coming back. It might be 3 days later, but don't worry. Sit at home. I promise you I'll be back. I'm not packing my stuff anywhere.
That's the tribe that comes to your house and brings a baby, brings his side chick.
That's the Wendy Williams tribe.
Yeah, that's that tribe.
But now there's a downside to it because I've seen it here in my country. The people who do that, they end up losing. We call them the generator or your transformer. Like you're sleeping and the lady just cuts it off. So why would I want to risk that?
Because they don't bring the women home.
They don't
bring the side piece home.
She's allowed in her relationship for him to think it's all right to disrespect her.
And then the other thing with what's her name, Latoya, Latoya, I think. What's her problem? Whether it's a stream, whether it's a lake, whether it's a spring, whether it's just a pool of water, a pond, or a mashed up land, who cares?
Well, Latoya is very messy and very over the top, so she's going to be interesting. Now, listen, her husband is fine. So, listen, and that's not my type, but her husband is fine. But she's always had an issue. They had this stuff all on the web. He said that they got a divorce because she said she's for the streets, and he said, since you're for the streets, you can go back.
Okay.
That's what she told her husband. I'm for the streets.
And then what's with Kenya? Like Kenya is taking up with this woman. This woman, she looks like she's about to drink from the fountain of Latoya.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably the same as being with Mark because he has very feminine behavior.
He does.
You
I
did
would have
put
said
out a warning.
Flavia, where does he have feminine
God.
behavior from? He's
It's
too
probably
he's
the
too
same
he's
thing.
too much macho, like trying too hard to be macho.
I
Actually,
don't know.
Latoya probably would be better because Mark don't help Kenya out. She don't get there with Mark, so might as well enjoy yourself with Latoya.
And then did you get a feeling that Latoya feels she needs to put down what's her name? Cynthia
Mhm.
to get Kenya's attention? Like both of you can be friends with her. We don't have to try and be friends over the other one, you know?
Well,
And if I,
Kenya and Cynthia are very jealous. You don't remember when she made Nene sign the contract of friendship?
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
But their friendship is also weakened right now. They're not as close since she tried to screw up her engagement, Cynthia and Kenya. So I think Latoya is taking advantage of that and trying to squeeze her way in there with Kenya.
But also Cynthia showed her jealous beat when she was like, "You've just known this girl for 2 seconds and you're all up in her," you know? I'm like, who
Mm-hmm.
cares? If I've known you for 2 seconds or 50, who cares?
Well, like Marlo say, everybody on that show like to go both ways. Hey, everybody is the B in LGBTA.
Oh my God. So wait, one last question to you guys. Do you guys think Andy Cohen was fired?
I hope so, but we have to see. When did he get fired?
Well, the real Andy of Beverly Hills put out a video right before we went live, so I didn't get a chance to look at it. And then somebody in the chat said that he got fired.
Okay, what does fired mean? Does that mean
I don't
Mhm.
know.
programming?
Oh,
Or
and I
just,
will say, real Andy of Beverly Hills. I think he said Andy Cohen leaves Bravo. The person in the chat said he was fired, or do we think he was fired?
he
I
got
don't think he was fired.
so he's leaving. What is that? What happens live?
I don't know.
Because he got so many jobs, so you gotta be specific. Was he fired by Bravo completely? Like, go away, your show cancelled, Housewives cancelled,
I
or was it?
don't
Or did
know.
he just walk away from too much work? Maybe because he seems like he does one of those people that does everything for the
Can we
network.
be messy for a minute? One more thing. What do you think the Vanderpump Rules people are going to do now that they all bought these $2 million houses and they don't got no job?
Put
Foreclosure.
them back on the market.
Sell
I don't
lots of
think they've
weight
moved there
loss
yet.
tea on Instagram.
Because what is Jax and Brittany going to do?
YouTube.
What's Foxy going to do?
YouTube,
Oh, what's the not Cam Soda? What's the other one? No,
OnlyFans.
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 I went on Cam Soda, right? And I was in a public place. Y'all didn't tell me it was pornographic.
That's
Oh,
where porn stars, like when the COVID hit, a lot of porn stars went to that site, to try and make money. And then everybody else went.
I hope you didn't get into trouble.
No, I didn't get into trouble, but I just thought I'm thinking it's like soda.
What?
I thought it was like some type of soda brand. I was like, maybe it's cream soda.
All right. And
I didn't.
on that note, I have to go and fix dinner.
All right.
And we've been on here almost 2.5 hours, and this has been a blast. I love our girls' chat time on here. Thank you guys in the live chat for hanging in with us. If you're still here and if you still care, please hit the thumbs up button or even thumbs down because I know I can be annoying. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed and hit the notification button. And hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Thanks,
Bye,
ladies.
guys.
Bye.
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 And here we go.